Short but sweet.
What is going on, clan? I've got another episode of Short but Sweet for you, and today we are playing Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I also just want to give a huge shout out to Luffybuggy. He does guides on PlayStationTrophies.org, and without his help, this guide wouldn't be possible. He made it so easy to make, so again, thank you. Now overall, the Platinum is fairly easy. I imagine it'll take you about 3 to 4 hours on your first try if you use this guide. Might even be sooner than that depending on how you are with platformers, and the jumping is a little bit clunky in this one. Now we do have some ground rules to set before we do start, and on our first playthrough we're going for a trophy where we don't want to buy anything in the shops. So rule number 1, do not buy anything. After that we have one more rule, and that is just to talk to every NPC throughout the game as we're playing through, and that's going to unlock another trophy. Now for your first playthrough, since we're going for the do not buy anything in the shop, depending on how comfortable you are with the game, I recommend playing with infinite lives since we have to do 2 playthroughs anyways. However, if you are comfortable with just playing with 3 lives, it isn't that bad either, because whenever you die you just start at the beginning of the level and not the game. So it would save you a little bit of cleanup on the second playthrough, but honestly not by much. So it completely depends how comfortable you feel, but if you're not the best at platformers, I recommend starting on infinite lives. Now lastly, before we jump right into it, if you're new around here, alright guys, so basically we're going to go ahead and click new game, and upon entering the actual game just hit options. And we start on Mount Eternal, but go ahead and hit options and then go into the infinite live options, and you'll see that it disables certain trophies, but it's actually just one story related trophy that it disables. Everything else will be able to earn. And again, you don't have to go this route, but if you're not comfortable with platformers, then please do. Now here's our first NPC right at the start, so make sure you talk to him. Now after that, you're just going to make your way down just a bit longer and you will find this other NPC here, and then you'll make your way towards the next level. Right at the start of this level, we have an NPC right at the beginning. Now I'm just trying to show all of the levels without doing all of it just to shorten the guide. If you have infinite lives on, you can just keep learning the levels. They're very short levels, so you'll have no problem at all. Now you'll come across these bosses and they actually just have a script on what actually beats them, so you can just use rock and then scissors for the first boss fight, and that's gonna kill the boss. Go ahead and keep progressing through the game. Our main goal is just to not buy anything and then make it all the way to the end after talking to all the NPCs and things like that. So we're gonna go for our first miscellaneous trophy. This one's called Adventurer. In order to get it, when you're on this level here with the octopus at the beginning, you want to slowly kind of swim and keep punching his tentacle. And keep punching it. And you can just keep inching your way towards it because the mechanics are a little dodgy. And then go down towards the pot, and you're going to go through a little tunnel. And this is going to help us find the secret island. So you can stay all the way on the bottom and punch that fish to get through, and that's going to pop the Adventurer trophy. Now you can keep going until you get to this level here with the helicopter. And we need to get Pacifist, which is by doing the level without shooting the helicopter at all, so do not press square. And you can either fly your way all the way to the end, or if you crash the ship, you can actually go to the bottom of the level, which is underwater, and you can beat the level that way as well, as you can see here. So 2 ways to do that one, but just do not shoot the helicopter in order to get that trophy. After that, just keep going through. Next we're going to be at this village, and we'll just make our way to the very beginning where the first NPC is of the level, and then keep going and you'll eventually find an old man and a dog. Now go ahead and speak with the old man for another NPC, and then speak with the dog for a miscellaneous trophy called Altered Beast. He also gives a collectible, but we'll be doing the collectibles in a separate playthrough because one of the collectibles is locked behind buying something from the shop. And since we're going to do the game without buying anything, unfortunately we're looking at 2 playthroughs. The game's super short though, so don't let that discourage you. Now keep progressing forward. This is how you can actually kill the ox fairly easy. Jump over him when he dashes at you first. Quickly jump over him again. Just keep spamming attack and he'll die and you'll get the trophy. Very easy boss. All the bosses in this game are actually super easy. Keep going until you get to Mount Cave. And you'll know you're in the right spot because you'll see a magic ball. Go ahead and drop down and pick it up for another miscellaneous trophy, and if you move to the right, it's going to pop open a secret entrance. Progress through the level and you will fight your next boss, and to beat him you just want to use scissors for the first round and then paper for the second. They're very easy bosses. Like I said, you guys will smash this out. This is nothing to you. Alright, so eventually you'll come to the forest level. Again, I'm just kind of skipping through levels that don't have NPCs. And same with when I do collectibles, I'll be skipping that. So you want to stand right to where this mushroom is. You can see I'm standing on a mushroom. And just start spamming square, so that way when he drops his sword, you can get a few hits on him before he drops it. And then jump over him, and then wait for him to drop it one more time. And you can kill him within 2 swings very easily. He may be intimidating at first, but once you kind of figure that pattern out, he's super easy. Next up, we'll have this next boss here. You want to kill him with rock and then scissors. And again, you're just making your way through the levels. If you have infinite lives, you'll just keep going through the level until you make it to the end. Okay, so next you'll be in this castle here, and you want to speak to this NPC. He actually gives you another collectible as well, but again, we'll be doing that on a separate playthrough. However, you do need to speak to him given the fact that he's an NPC. Speak with this NPC to the right of where we found the other NPC, and you'll eventually come to this room here. Go ahead and clear all these blocks, and then clear all the ones in here as well, and avoid the bat. Now we can get another miscellaneous trophy here, and it's called Prisoner. So in order to do it, you just want to make your way up to the top of these boxes here, and you can make a little path. And then you want to punch each of the pink box. That's going to open the cage, and he'll talk with you, and you'll get a prisoner trophy. After that, we can start working our way towards the end of the level. So you go back through here. I'm just kind of showing you an overview. I mean, the levels are very small, so it's easy to get around. Now, before you can leave the level, you actually need to go back up this way and jump over the spikes, and then go get the scroll that's on top of the blocks. It won't let you actually leave the level until you grab that, so make sure you do. Now after that, we'll make our way over here, jump down the ladder, and we'll find another NPC. So before dropping down this hole where I just fell, go ahead and talk with him. Make your way over to the right, and you want to quickly sprint, jump over the pink box because it's a bastard ass ghost, and then go ahead and go right, and then jump over these flames. And there's an NPC in the top right, so make sure you don't miss him. He's just kind of hidden there. And then you come up the ladder and you'll fight another boss. Now this one you actually have to fight him as well. So you're going to use paper and then paper. And you're also going to get a story trophy called Third Commander, which is for defeating him. I'm going to show you a really easy way to beat the boss. A lot of them have kind of easy methods. Now after you beat him in rock, paper, scissors, just keep punching him until he's about to throw the ball, and then back up, and then run back up and start punching him. A lot of these bosses are just absolute garbage, so you're going to completely destroy them. Alright, so you'll keep going through the game until you get to this area here, and you're going to fight the other part or phase of this boss as well. And you want to use rock and then rock again, and you're going to get another story trophy, and this one's called Second Commander. Now there's a cheese method as well for this one, or at least that's what I like to call it, because we're going to run up to him and just start punching him, and then avoid the boomerang that he throws, and then that's the only thing you really have to do. Stand over here, and then he'll teleport right where that tower is of that building in the background, and just start spamming square, and you'll kill him before he can even do anything. So mainly just trying to avoid that first boomerang. Eventually you'll come to this boss yet again. You're going to use rock and then scissors, and you'll get another story related trophy, which is First Commander, and that's for defeating him. Now he's a little bit more trickier, but honestly he's not too bad still, because all you do is just wait for him to run over, start punching the crap out of him, avoid the clouds. Sometimes you get lucky with the spawns, and he always stands there for a moment after that first part, so make sure you really lay into him, because then he's only going to need a few more punches, as you can see there. That's going to get you first commander. Again, just use the method I did to kill him. Don't have to really dodge anything because you kill him so fast. Now this next part, I'm going to have a separate video on my channel to just kind of give you tips on how to get through it, because some parts kind of suck. As you can see with the last room, you just have to jump a little bit delayed and hit the box a bit delayed. And then in this next room, you have to hit that pink fish box twice before you're actually able to go to the right. And then this one, you need to hit the pink fish box. And then when this drops down, you can actually hit the block, or the stone block, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to open the floor there, and then you can go down. Now this part was horrible at first, but shout out to Luffybuggy yet again, because he told me how to go about it. If you just let Alex float up to the top, so don't press on the analog or the D-pad, and just let him float directly up to the top, for some reason it doesn't kill him. It makes 0 sense, and I definitely overthought this area for some reason. But yeah, I thought I'd let you know a very easy way to get past that. Now once you finally get through all that bullshit, you're going to be fighting the very last boss, which will give you another story related trophy. You just kill him by doing paper and then paper, and you don't want to just rush up to him and start punching. What you actually want to do is let him shoot a fireball and then go under the fireball and then start punching like crazy, and then avoid the spikes, and then you should kill him. Like, you probably get lucky and kill him if you get enough punches in right there and then not even have to dodge the spikes, so might just depend on your luck. But either way, he shouldn't be a huge problem for you, and you'll get another NPC conversation right here. Next up, we have to grab this crown, and you go into this room here, and I'm going to quickly just show you how this works. So in your inventory, you'll have a stone tablet, and you want to go down the bottom right, and then up the middle, and then down the bottom left, as I poorly animated on screen, and that's going to be your combination. So it's unique for each person, and if you do the combination in the wrong order, you're actually going to spawn one of those bastard ass ghosts I was talking about, and he's going to kill you, so don't do that. After that, you're going to see the crown spawn, and you can go ahead and grab it to play the last level, which is basically just a flying title screen type deal. It's very easy, you'll smash through it. And if you did everything according to what I said in the guide, you will not only get the Stingy trophy, but you'll get the Let's Talk trophy for speaking with all of the NPCs. Now we can immediately start our next playthrough, which is our last playthrough, and this is for the collectibles. Now this one you don't want to have the infinite lives on, and that's because it's going to glitch you out of that story trophy if you had it on before. If you didn't have it on before, you only need to get the collectibles. So on the very first level, as you see here, the collectible is right next to this NPC. And just to make it easier, I've put the boss battles in the top right, so that way you don't have to keep rewinding or looking for the correct sequence for the actual boss battles. So I'll just leave them in the top right during the collectibles just to make it easier, and you can just slam through and grab all the collectibles without having to really mess around. So here we are on level 4. You'll find this spot here, and there's the gold coin. I've got all the levels labeled as well, just so you can kind of match them up accordingly. Now level 5 is the level with the jet ski. You can just go ahead and smash the jet ski into something, and then come over here where all these fish are, and you're going to find another collectible. After that, the other one is from petting the dog, so you should already have that from the first playthrough, but if not, you'll get a miscellaneous trophy as well. And then later on, you'll be back at this level, which is level 7, and you'll see this spot with the fireball and a bat, and there's a shuriken in the top left. Then you'll be back in Mount Cave, and towards the end where there's that pink star box, there's actually some blocks down below with the collectible inside. You can slow down the video if you need to with the YouTube settings, or even pause it. I just try to make this as short and sweet as possible, because you know how we do it around here. After that, in level 10, you'll see this one hidden down here, and you can just punch your way through and finish the level. Alright, next up in the sand area, you'll see this spot here, and there's actually a collectible under this block. After that, I do want you to have at least 200 coins from that level. So if you make it to the end of that desert level and you don't have 200 coins, you need to quit the game and reload it, so you start back at the beginning, and then you want to get 200 coins. Now once you get to the next level, which is level 12, if you're not comfortable with you making this, I do recommend backing up your save, because if you mess this up, you have to restart from the very beginning, because this collectible is missable and you can mess it up. I didn't mess it up, surprisingly, but if you feel you might, I definitely recommend backing up your save if you have the option to do so. But anyways, once you've backed it up, go ahead and jump into the shop, buy the helicopter, and when you come out, you're going to be in the helicopter. Now, if you get hit, you're going to break the helicopter. So this is why it's technically missable. Again, I somehow managed to do it. You just have to avoid the clouds. There's only 2 of them, but if it does happen, you can use your backup save. And you'll see this row of blocks at the very top of the screen. Go ahead and just fly up. You can't break it on the top of the screen as well, so that's worth mentioning in case you're afraid of hitting the top. And you'll get the bicycle collectible, and then it doesn't matter if you lose the helicopter after. Now again, when you're going through this level as part of the story, speak with this NPC, you're going to get another collectible. We're already nearly to the end, and then we just have a boss rush to do, so we're smashing it right now. And before you leave, make sure you grab that scroll again in the top left, or it's not going to let you beat the level. I figured I'd mention that again in case you forgot. This level, it's in the very top left where all these fireballs are. Just punch the block, and then you can grab the collectible. After that, you're going to be on like the swamp type kind of level. And where there's 2 slimes, if you punch these 2 blocks, the collectible is right underneath the last block. Only 2 collectibles left now, and this one's right before the final level. And yeah, I got fucked.
Bruh.
But anyways, after that, you'll be in the final level, and you remember the spike maze. Well, just let yourself float up to the top. You're going to find a skateboard in the top left. Again, you always want to just let Alex float up to the top, and then you can safely smash his head into those spikes. That sounds really fucked up, but it works. And again, shout out to Luffybuggy for all of his help and support throughout the guide. Alright, so that should have got the collectible trophy. Now again, if you did use the infinite lives, you do need to finish off the story, which shouldn't be too hard, because it's going to pop a story related trophy, as you can see. And again, if you are stuck on the final level, just check out my other video where I kind of just walk you through it and show you the easiest way that I found to get through there, just because it's a bit more full on than the other levels. After that, we're in our final part for the platinum, and it's just a boss rush mode. I've got all of the answers again on screen. So you'll do rock then scissors for the first boss. It just copies their first phase sequences from the initial story. And then you actually have to kill them afterwards as well. And you have to do this all with 1 life. So it's the same method as you can see for the first boss. I just run up, start punching him. As he goes to throw the ball, I back up. I go back up there and punch him in the face. He dies. Alright, the second guy, you have to use scissors and then paper. And I do want to say thank you if you followed the guide all the way through. Again, shout out to Luffybuggy. He gave me a lot of useful information, screenshots, and made this guide so much easier to put together. Okay, immediately after you do that one, run up to him and just start punching. And if you're lucky like I am, I had a really good spawn and I just beat the living shit out of him and he didn't do anything. That's what I mean. These bosses are garbage, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to destroy him. So on this next boss, we're going to use rock and then scissors. He might be he's probably the trickiest out of the 4 if I'm honest. But again, just wait for him to land, start punching him, dodge the lightning, and then start punching him again because he stands there for a minute on that first part. And you're going to get a few punches in there, which is always good. And if you're lucky enough, you can keep smacking him and get the kill. Alright, lastly, we're going to kill the final boss. We're going to use paper and then paper. And he's fairly easy on this level too, to be honest, so you're pretty much in the home stretch to get that platinum. Wait for that first fireball, then run up and start punching. For some reason I didn't have a proper recording, so this is from the PS5, so I do apologize. But I do want to thank you guys if you made it all the way to the end. Now if you are one of my real ones who made it to the end, why don't you leave a comment below that says Great Protector of Redaxian. Other than that guys, I do hope that this guide helped you very much in getting the platinum. I do want to thank you all for your love and support. I apologize that I can't always upload the fastest, but you guys still stay around and I really appreciate it. I put a lot of love into the guides, and just thank you guys. Thank you for sticking around with me, and I will catch you in the next one. You didn't really think I'd end it without saying thank you to my 2 platinum subscribers. Thank you Richard Watts and Samurai's Way. I fucking love you guys.